of you who are online, if you are in a position to have your camera on, please do so. That's how we know that you are engaged and attentive. And even if you're thinking, Nikki, I haven't shaved, I don't have makeup on, it doesn't matter to us. We just want to see your faces.
And for the newer agents, what they don't know, when you're offline, like when your photo's not up there, when we go to do our stuff, guess who's getting called on? People who got their camera shut off. That's what we call it. That's being cheplacked,
Being checked.
right? That's being cheplacked. There's no such thing as not being. Oh, all of a sudden everybody's popping on. I don't want to be the one.
Yep. They said, don't
I don't
call
want to
on
be.
me. They said, I'm listening.
You've been listening, all right.
There we go.
This is when you get to see who's at Walmart, who's walking around the park.
All right, y'all.
Click on-
And I see a couple more of you turning your cameras on. Thank you. We love
Look
to
at this.
see beautiful faces.
No, it's the same link. You can jump on. Yeah, so we had it. So I don't know what I know I had emailed you and said, hey, let's, a lot of these guys are real. And I think the call that you did the other day, by the way, I sent it out to everybody, that kind of covered exactly what we're talking about.
Follow up.
Yeah, and the regular follow-up, like a lot of these guys are stumped with the long-term follow-up. It's like, what do I say? What do I talk about? And I love the whole thing the other day too with the social media. It's like people put up everything you need to know, right? But I'll let you, and anybody wants to chime in, like, is that what you guys are struggling with? These guys are really good booking the appointments, like off the rip, but like their long-term nurture type of stuff is I think where they struggle. It's like, what do I say? I just talked to them 2 weeks ago. And I think they're keeping it too scripty and not enough human relationship building, rapport building, I think they're afraid to say, hey, the last time I talked, you were bringing your dog into the vet. How'd that turn out, So anyway, I'll let you, because you're the pro.
Well, tell me this, just show of hands, those of you who are here, how many of you have watched the follow-up video?
I got one in the house, one over here.
Okay,
Who's hand raising over here online? I
Nancy.
love,
Gets her, like when she does it, it'll automatically.
oh, guys, that's $1 million training.
Well, Scott, that's what I had as today's agenda, and
Perfect.
because a lot of us haven't, maybe we do that.
Sure. Absolutely. I think you can't pound it in the head enough anyway.
I agree.
Right? I learn stuff all the time.
Here's what we're gonna do, y'all. I'm going to encourage you to actually write these down. There's something about the act of writing it down that helps you to ingest it and to keep it. Okay. At the end, you'll also receive a copy that has some of the notes of follow-up that we have not discussed online. Okay. And then for those of you who did watch the video, as we go through these, ask yourself, have I done any of them since I watched the video? Because having the information is not enough. We have to be in the application business. All right. I'm going to start with what you can do in your MLS to make better follow-ups. Okay. And the first one I call your hot list of best deals. Okay. Best deals look like lowest price per square foot. Any of your people who are investors or looking to make a move that say, well, I'm waiting for a really good deal, that is your good deal. Lowest price per square foot. And then of course you're looking through photos, making sure that it's something worth taking a look at as well. All right. The next one I recommend is a hot list based on price range. For example, you have people looking between the 200 and 300 range, 300 and 500, 500 and 750, 750 to $1 million, etc. Each of those gets a hot list. If you get your leads in a position where they start feeling like, I wonder what Tyler sent me this week, because every single week they get those 3, that's where you have people looking forward to your emails. Okay. The next one, I have a question for y'all. When I say off-market properties, what does that mean to you? How do you get off-market property information? Anyone?
Don't be
Expired
shy.
for sale by owners,
Expired, FSBOs?
office,
Yeah, what you have in the office before it's listed. and also past listing appointments that did not list, which means every single person here has access to off-market properties. It's not just, oh, I know this person would sell for the right number. It's the information that you can obtain right at your fingertips. Okay? Now you save that in your back pocket whenever somebody says, I can see everything online, I can see everything. Well, you have access to off-market properties that they don't. Okay? Let's go to our next one. Aged inventory with potential room for negotiation. In your market, you should know the number. Is it at 30 days that sellers get more flexible? Is it at 45? Is it 60? When does that number start to change for your market where people say that's been on the market too long? Okay. All right. The next thing I would recommend, each of you on your desktop or laptop need a bookmark folder of resources. Okay. Here are some of the resources I encourage you to include. Number one, you need a school report of rankings of districts. Okay. And it should, most of those will include based on elementary school, middle school, high school, etc. Right? Because we're not in a position to be able to tell somebody what that is. A second one you should have is something indicating safety. So for example, a lot of cities, they'll show where police calls take place and what type of call it is, right? So that is something when someone says they want you to tell them, which you absolutely cannot, you can show them that resource. Now, I only save that for people who will not let up of the safety thing, right? Because that's not something I want in everybody's mind. I don't just offer that resource, but when somebody is pushing and pushing, that's how you are your expert to say, okay, here is the data that you would want to take a look at. All right. And what that's also going to show them is that, hey, some of these things, they're going to happen no matter where you're at. Here's the next resources I encourage you to have. If you're in a military town, you need to know things that have to do, for example, VA hospitals. Those are information that people ask about, or even sometimes regular, if you know that you're in an area, for example, we're a retirement area. I have information about hospitals too, just regular hospitals as well. All right. At the beginning, everything I'm telling you is going to take more time to build up. But once you have, hey, here is something and it's a way for you to save money with all of the strategies. There's one link. Okay, and here's what you should do whenever winter comes. These are all the ways to protect your house when the unexpected tornado, etc. thing hits. Once you have all those resources, they take you 3 seconds to copy a link and send. They recycle over and over and over again. My resource folder for Myrtle Beach has over 20 things in it, and I resend and I resend. Okay?
Do the work once and repeat it over and over again.
Absolutely. Let's continue. Now, hopefully all of you are doing these things already, which is we have our mortgage or our interest rate updates. We have our market activity reports. Great. But here's the extra that I would recommend to y'all. Some teams disagree on sending out CMAs. They say, well, if I send the CMA, then what do I have to talk about? But the truth is, y'all, each of you should have more to talk about than just what's on the CMA. Okay? And they need something to engage with. They need something to help build that excitement, a talking point for them. So in addition to your CMAs for people who are potentially selling, I encourage y'all, make a CMA if they've looked at a property more than 5 times. Okay? If they've looked at it over and over again, tell them what they need to know about that property. Show them what the numbers would look like, et cetera, et cetera. Okay?
And guys, just so you know, we have that resource with our lender that they can do the future forecast. I think that's even better than the CMA. Mia knows what I'm talking about. She uses it for everything. It shows, hey, here's what the house costs now, here's what the payment is, but here's what your value is going to look like in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. That's an unbelievable resource. Mia uses it all.
Yep, and Milestone, our preferred lender, any of the loan
Does it?
officers there can do it. I have Paul do it all the time. In fact, I pass it out at open houses too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Though. Everybody doesn't have that. That's a great resource to have.
And it's free.
And if I could make a suggestion, Nikki, before you go too far, for those bookmarks, guys, I know that we do video and video is so important. So if you bank a video in your BombBomb account and it's just, hi, I wanted to send you over this safety report. Hi, I wanted to send you over this storm prep report. If you saw the weather, you know something's coming. And then you can use that link to that, whatever that resource is, and put it as a call to action in your video. It's always there and you can send that out to your people.
Agreed. Now, probably right now, some of you are right on the breaking point, right? You're like, okay, but it's all the same things, right? It's all real estate things, right? And I'm going to tell y'all a secret. When it comes to your conversations with leads, how many of us use social media? Show of hands. Okay. How many of us are guilty of maybe doom scrolling sometimes on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you know it? Yeah, exactly. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. That time you can also be using for your follow-up. And here's what I mean. I intentionally will find a video that applies to my lead. For example, I know that they have a Chihuahua. I'm looking up funny Chihuahua videos. And then I say, hey, this one made me think of little Bambi. Hey, last time I talked to you, you were in the carpool lane. If you're still sitting there, look at this. When you get to a point where your leads start sending you videos back, you're in. You're in. All of a sudden, you have a relationship that's built. And some of you still think that knowledge is what's going to get you there. If I have the most best accurate knowledge, I'm going to get more transactions. It's not true. The smartest person does not end up with the most closings. It is the relationship that's being built. You want people to get to a point where they say, oh, you have to work with my realtor. And the only people who do that are people who love their realtors. If you don't include personal touches, just like social media, where there's an algorithm, if you only post real estate, you're not going to get in front of as many people. It's the same thing in your follow-up. That does not go away. You only talk real estate. What happens if they get cold feet? They ghost you because they have no other reason to talk to you. You have no relationship built. They have to 100% of the time be in the mood to talk about homes. Otherwise, you have no conversation. You have to include things that make them say, oh my God, my realtor knows me. Look at this. Look what my realtor just said. Okay. That little extra social media time to pull out your reels, if that extra 3 or 4 minutes made the difference on your $10,000 plus commission check, wouldn't it be worthwhile? Because for me, the answer is always yes. Okay. It is the same thing, aside from you finding fun social media to send them educational things too. Negotiation tips, bam. What it looks like when the agent is looking out for the client, little funny reels that we see because we are in real estate, save, bookmark, repeat, send, okay? In addition to your social media that you send their way. Excuse me. Here is what I would recommend. Each of you in this room, you know something that makes you an expert locally. I want to give y'all just a minute or two to share right now. What are things that you know take place in your area that aren't something that somebody finds online? It could be, for example, a farmer's market, live music, etc. I want you to share right now with the group, what are things that you know that happen locally?
What was that? Music in the schools. I know in our town, we have all kinds of things that happen in the town wharf, entertainment, car shows,
That's cool.
little bands. It's all free too. Yeah. Yep. I think everything can be found online, but like, you gotta look for it, but we all know restaurants, right? That people may not know about. New restaurant. I gotta plug in my computer. You guys keep going.
What else do y'all have?
I was gonna say promoting like local events, like downtown Fall River does different things, whether it's like supporting schools or like Boy Scouts, different types of things like that, just to get your kids involved, get your family involved type of activity.
Good. What else?
Well, it could be a new business. I know somebody just said businesses, right? I mean, people know about it, but it could be a new business. Hey, I don't know if you guys know this new coffee shop opened up yada, 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 or there we go, plugged in.
Here's the value of what this conversation is, y'all. The truth is, some of you, if y'all would do this, let's say once a month, and just like share things you know about, some of you would naturally be interested and be like, oh, where is that live music? Where is that car show? Where is that? Those things, right? That's what makes you a local expert. People who are out of town that don't know the area yet, that gives them things to look forward to. And people that are already living with you in your community that don't do those things, it's like, oh, this person really knows the XYZ area. You have somebody who you know works from home, send them a coffee shop and say, hey, I know you work from home. I was doing work out here, made me think of you. Okay? Somebody who you know has a dog, hey, look at this dog-friendly restaurant, da-da-da-da, made me think of you. Okay? You have to start in the relationship business, and that's the part that we're missing. Now we're
time.
real comfortable with the market. We're getting better at our scripts, but we forgot how to be a human. Okay? That's the truth. A lot of us are struggling to be like, I don't know how to make you feel like we have a relationship. And it's like dating. Somebody wants to be thought of. They don't want to be sold. Don't we get the icky feeling when you're in the process of building either a friendship or a relationship and that person comes on really strong for their needs? You're like, hold on. Are you looking out for me? You have to make the person feel special. When we feel special, that's where things start to shift. Okay, let's continue. Whenever you go on tours with leads, I encourage you to take a video. You get there before the lead, you take a video. You leave after the lead, you take a video. You're there while the person is in the house, sometimes even take the video, because those are things you can send to other people and make it look as though you were looking out for them on their behalf. I saw this property, it made me think of you.
You're there anyway.
You're already there. But now it looks like you might have gone to look at that house for them. All right? That's you using your time wisely. Let's continue. On Monday, I would encourage y'all to get in the habit of all of the leads that you personally work, not in your pawns, leads that are in your name. You send an email out every Monday. Okay. Now we already went over a couple of things that you could send from the MLS, but you could also make a best restaurant email, break it up by category, the best pizza joints, the best ice cream places, the best sushi, Chinese restaurants, etc. Those I would recommend according to area. And here's why. I live in Myrtle Beach, but Myrtle Beach is not where people only move. We have Pawleys Island nearby. We have Conway. We have Surfside. Each of those, especially because we have people coming from out of town, I can say, hey, if you're going to be driving around the area, you stop by these while you're in Murrells Inlet. Stop by these in Pawleys Island. Stop by these. Those are resources that you can use over and over again as well. Okay? You have somebody moving from one area to another nearby, and you have all of the local spots. Perfect. And again, those can recycle as resources. You send something Monday. Your follow-up for the week could be, hey, did you see what I sent you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and get some engagement going. All right, that's a reference point. Now I'm going to ask y'all, there is one email that gets sent out during the duration of a year that gets a higher response rate than any other real estate email. Do you know what that email is?
Food.
Food is definitely a part of it. It's something a little extra on that. A little extra. Anybody know?
I know it, but just because I watched your video, so I won't say it.
There you go, Nance. The brainiac here. Let it rip. No, just kidding. What do we got in the house over here? All right, so Lauren's fired. She watched the video too, but she can't remember. She's getting older up there. Early stages.
I watched the video, so I won't say.
I'm going to tell y'all for those that didn't watch. Okay. On Thanksgiving, you send a if you're not cooking for Thanksgiving email. And then you include places that are open for dine-in, or you include places where you can pick up Thanksgiving meals to take to go. All right.
That's great.
That one singular email gets more responses than anything else you send all year. And Travis and I always look through databases and see people saying, hey, we're going to be listing our home. We've been getting your emails all year. So don't be discouraged if you're not getting replies to these emails. What you're doing is that relationship. You're staying in front of them. They still open your emails even if they don't talk to you, so long as it has content that they want to look at. That's the value of you being that local expert and putting something out every Monday where leads start to get in a pattern of, I always see their name. Okay? Let's continue. Now, the "this made me think of you" text, hopefully right now your wheels are turning, right? You're thinking of all of the ways that you could say, this made me think of you, that would be personal to that individual. I like to do for people who are out of town, I'll check on the area. Let's say somebody lives in Cincinnati, they live in New Jersey, etc. I'll look at the weather and I'll be like, hey, saw that y'all da-da-da. You doing okay? Or I see that their sports team lost. Hey, saw the Chiefs lost. You doing okay? Okay, those little playful things also, that's rapport building. Okay, that's the, oh man, Jordan was watching da-da-da. Now all of a sudden we're buddies, right? That gives me a reason to talk to you outside of just real estate.
I'll give you guys a little for instance here. So I have three clients and one real estate agent who are Eagles fans. So here's one that I got this Saturday. As a matter of fact, Devin D'Onofrio just posted a video on social about it. But hey there, brother, thanks for the championship card. I still have the one you gave me 2 years ago when the Eagles won. That's how much I appreciate and how it means to me. I see the cards are getting larger because I sent them a bigger card this year. Next year when we win again, maybe I can get a banner. I love you, bro, and this means the world to me. And then he sent me, and then there's the photo of the card. I'll send it to you. But and then I know Devin posted up a video on social. It's like this. People tell you everything about their lives on social media. You just got to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
We just went over this last week.
Could not agree more. Some of y'all are afraid to add your leads on Facebook. Why?
Not me.
Add. I want everyone to say, oh, you have to work with Nikki. You have to work with, you name it. You have to work with me. All right? Let's continue. Now, this one, it does have a little asterisk by it. But if somebody has mentioned that they have kids and they have hobbies, we're not on creeper mode. We're not asking for it. But when somebody mentions those things, that's license for you to bring it up again. They said that their kid plays t-ball. Ask how the t-ball is going. That's what you would do with your friends if they have kids and you care about them, right? They mentioned that their kid plays soccer. Ask how the season is going. Those are ways also that make somebody feel like, oh, we're friends. We know each other. How many of you have bought something because you liked the salesperson, but not because you wanted the thing? Anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. We've all been in that position. You like the salesperson and you buy the thing and you're like, I wasn't even going to buy this thing. I just liked that person. The truth is there's so many opportunities for them to get out during this process. It's such a long-winded process, which means they need to feel that you're the glue, right? You're the one that they continue to stay steady with, because if they get cold feet, you got to be the rock. And those little relationship points make it feel like you're not a salesman being icky. It feels like, hey, I know your needs. It's okay. This is a big transaction for most people, the biggest of their entire life. And I get your needs and I'm here with you. X, Y, Z takes place because you have built rapport. All right, this is the last one I'm going to leave with y'all, and then I'm going to give you the document, okay? I would encourage y'all to cherry pick listings. The funniest thing is that y'all depend so much on the drip, and you say they're going to show me the house that they want. But when did we stop being responsible for us finding the home for them? You need to pick a property and say, this one made me think of you because of blank. Because it has no carpet in the house like you asked. Because there is room in the backyard for your Great Dane to run around. Because it has a second living room upstairs for your kids to play in. Scale of 1 to 7, how do you feel about this? And we do 1 to 7 because it makes them pick a side, right? There's no such thing as neutral. You're either more in it or you're more out of it. Scale 1 to 7, how do we feel about this one? Okay. You can share testimonials about your team or about yourself, but only at the beginning. All right. And then finally, I know I said it was the last one. This is the real last one. I encourage you to make these 5 videos, and they should probably be about 15 seconds long. Number 1, an introduction of yourself. An introduction of yourself. It should not be glossy and polished. Literally hold your phone, put the laptop in front of you. The more glossy it is, the grosser. So let it look realistic, okay? After the intro, you make one for when they are pre-approved. A pre-approved video. The balloons agree with me. Number 3, when their contract is accepted and expectations. That video is likely going to be a little longer. Number 4 is for a home anniversary. Don't forget that follow-up still takes place after you close a lead. There's entire businesses thriving strictly because of past clients. Okay? And then number 5 is birthday. Those 5 videos you record once a year. Rinse, repeat. You can use them over and over and over again. Okay? And I'm going to copy the document. Here's the link. You must request with a work domain email. We do not accept personal Gmails, okay, to get access to the document.
Oop.
Scott, is the office going to send that out to everybody?
Yeah, you said I can't use what? I can use my personal one, but not company?
No,
What'd we
no,
say?
opposite. Don't use a personal email, has to be a work domain email.
Okay. Yeah, I can get it out to everybody.
If y'all do not implement even one of the techniques, all you have done is attend a meeting, okay? Friendly reminder application is what makes the difference. Some of you are gonna stay in the exact same spot because you listened, and you're gonna get in front of the laptop again and be like, I don't know what to say to this lead. I don't know what to do. And then some of you are gonna be like, I don't know, I'm just gonna try it and try to prove Nikki wrong. Perfect, do it, okay? Thank y'all for having me. I will leave y'all as always. Do not wait for something to happen. Go and make it happen. Bye, everybody.
Amen, sister. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See you soon.
All right, everybody. Oh, I'm gonna end this and then restart it.